Good evening, everybody. Today I play the role of a lunatic. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope we don't die very prematurely here. I can't even hear anything out of this bloody headphone. It's not good for me, is it? Hail to the... Excuse me. I'll have you announce me with the proper title. Emperor. Emperor, alright. King. What's an insult after all I've achieved? Bloody hell. Turn this down. Can't hear myself think. Right, well yes. God knows how long this is going to take. This session could be 5 minutes. It could go for the full 3 hours. You'll have to wait and see. But we are 59 years young. Emperor Benedict, the architect of so many things. So many things he has brought to the table and overseen. And, well, he's now a pox-ridden, drunkard lunatic. So in order to get myself into the role, I've mentally prepared myself for the lunatic part. And I've failed to put my face full of red poxes, but you know I won't go that far. But I have embraced the inner drunkenness in me, and even though it is only a Wednesday, I have treated myself to a goblet of wine. Oh yes, so I can drink merrily when I torture my prisoners and cause all kinds of calamity in my lunacy. Oh my wife. I think the lunacy has already started because I read that as my wife's playing up. Wi-Fi. It's not a problem. Not a problem. I'd be glad for the tavern's absence today. God help us if they was to start chuntering in relation to what's about to happen. Any backup plans if the stream ends soon? Yes. Putting my feet up. It's a simple plan. If it ends like really soon, as in like really soon, I might do something else. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so here I am, Emperor Benedict, channeling the roleplay now, getting right into the heart of it. And I will rather madly keep putting this flipping earphone in. My 12th century earphone. As we see what the hell we can get up to. So yes, as we left off in the last session, I think we'd just captured pretty much some more land. We'd we dipped our toe into the waters of Norway, and we have now a duchy. But why put your foot in when you can just go and have a good old swim? Why not take the whole damn shebangs? So to do that, we have to go to war with this little urchin once again, which means it's going to tick off a few people because we've got a truce. Oh, the laws of truce say thou shalt not cross swords with the same person twice in a 10-year period. Who made those stupid laws? Not me, and I don't abide by them. So at some point, when it suits us, of course, we're going to go to war for Norway. Because we want to. And we won't be denied our pleasures. So that's one task for the day, and then we'll take it from there. But we do have that little invasion casus belli, which will enable us to go to war with France. Should we wish for a bit more excitement in our life at age 59, you know? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, cheers to the Emperor's good health. Lovely. So before the session started, just a couple of little snippets of things that I've done in preparation for today's session. The King of Germany, I hear, is a bit of a problem, isn't he? He's in a faction at the moment, joined by Duchess Froggy, wanting increased council power for the realm. Some nonsense they spout. I haven't got the time to listen. And so we need to keep him busy. We need to keep him busy so that he's not in our hair. And so we've thrown a fancy title his way, Seneschal of England, or the Britannia rather. It's acted very graciously. But not only that, I noticed that his wife has died of severe gout several years ago, and obviously this man has far too much time on his hands to be plotting and scheming. And what better way to distract a man from these kind of sillinesses, these you know, what better way to distract a man than to get him married off? Because a wife, as I well know, takes up all of your damn time. It's a right old distraction, and hopefully it'll shut him up. So we've arranged for his marriage, and wait till you see who I've married him off to. And he's graciously accepted as his liege lord. Oh, well, yes, you know best. Indeed I do, yes. I've married him off to a lunatic. Yes, it takes one to know one, you see. She'll keep him entertained and busy for a long time before he worries about increasing council power. Yes. So that's him sorted. Anything else? Oops, wrong button. To worry about here? Well, there's a few people that might want a position on the council, but hey-ho. Takes more than asking to get on my council. Anything else to worry? Oh, yes. Now, during this session, you folks are my inner voices. So feel free to pass your comments. And you'll be like my little devils on the shoulder. And whether I listen to you or not, it depends what mood I'm in at the time. For I'm sure I can't speak for all lunatics, but I'm sure lunatics hear voices in the night and all that. So feel free to offer your voices. Yes. Okay, so we're 59, we've worked hard, we've expanded the realm. I mean, look at this beautiful empire of mine. So much have I achieved for this great family, for this great country, for this great empire, expanding into Germany, Jerusalem, now going to Norway, expanding the horizons of the Johanssons by ensuring that we live our place in history as descendants of the great Macedonian king Alexander the Great, whatever he was called. We didn't care to notice. But yes, we've worked so hard and tirelessly over the years. It's about time we had some entertainment. So what we're going to do to start the session off is we're going to have a good old-fashioned knees up, and we're going to voices are telling me to take my pants off. It's a bit early for that. I've only had one sip of wine. Perhaps at the end of the stream I might take them off and swing them round my head. Okay. You've distracted me now when you talk of pants off. What was I saying? I was talking... Oh, God. I was talking about... Oh, yes, carousing. Yes, I was... A good place to take your pants off. A good old feast when you're drunk, and, you know. We're going to have a good old carouse with our vassals. But before we get to that stage, the rather mad emperor, as he's now known, he's walked down to his prison cells for a bit of light relief. You know, we were depressed at one point. We've lifted the depression. We've lifted it. We're feeling a bit more perky. Perhaps it's the madness kicking in. But well, it doesn't mean that we can't have some fun. So we've got a list of prisoners in our cells. Fair few prisoners. And we just thought we'd have a bit of a prod and a poke with a couple of them, you know, whilst sipping on some wine. So the first thing we've heard on the grapevine, in all seriousness, that a particular prisoner of ours has quite a bit of money in her estate. Yes, and although we're mad, we're not flipping stupid. So We've had her in our cells for 29 years, and while she's been in our cells for 29 years, the rest of her family have accrued quite a fortune, I hear. Good old Bjorthwyn. Who is she? She's an old woman. She used to be married to the Earl of Reinhalter. Someplace, sounds like it's in Germany somewhere maybe, or maybe not, who cares? But all I know is that this woman, if it's the right woman, and it might not be, because I am a bit mad, not you at all. Forget what I'm saying. And because you've made me make this blunder, you're going to suffer. Suffer for my embarrassment here. You're going to suffer. So what we're going to do to start things off, we are going to make her pay for our mistake, because yes, I cannot be embarrassed like this. So we are going to it's a bit harsh, mutilation. I really don't wish to torture. We'll start with a bit of light relief, a bit of torture. We gotta bring her out. Make her dance. Make her dance. Dancing on coals. Oh, she's kind of dancing on hot coals. Oh, ha ha. That's it. Make her do a jig. Yes, very good entertainment. Now do it. Oh dear, it's a good start, isn't it? And so she dances a jig, and excruciating punishment. She will be taught. And after that, we tickle her with a feather. As she has her feet are burnt and she's screaming in pain, she's taken back to her cells, and she recoils in horror as we approach her with a feather. And then in a strange twist, we decide to tickle her, causing her to, "You look a bit sad. Is it your burnt feet? I'll lighten the mood a bit and make her laugh with a bit of a tickle." There you go. I've never come across that before, but hey ho, there you go. Right, and so we now turn to the other 29-year prisoner in our cells. Good evening, thank you, welcome along. And we turn to this woman. Ah, this is the one, yes. Swinburg Schul's daughter. I have no clue who she is. She's been in our cells for 29 years. I don't know what crime she's committed, but she's probably served her sentence. So we shall release her and seize all of her assets for the glory of the Empire. All 440 gold of them. How does a woman who is unlanded, who is unknown, have so much coin? I beggar's belief. It means she has obviously stolen it from the crown, and therefore we shall seize it back and release her to do as she wishes. Go forth, and don't let me see you again. Thank you. You pay the Emperor tax of 400 gold. Thank you. Ah, yes. Very good. Right, we have now 60 more prisoners lining in wait for our entertainment. We've had enough entertainment for one day. We should return later to figure out new ways to make them make us laugh. Yes. Hot coals and feathers. We'll try something new next time. Okay, good stuff. You see, he's having a good old Emperor's having a right old laugh and joke. He's got his sort of council members and closest courtiers round him, sat down as this poor woman's dancing over hot coals. This old woman, bless her, and he's having a right old chortle and chuckle. I can just imagine the rest of the council kind of like really sat there. This is awkward. This is awkward. Smile. Why are you not laughing? Anyway, so we're gonna. We can't invite him because we'll wait till he's finished with his wedding proposal, and then we'll start the carousing. And we'll get to going to war for Norway when the mood takes us. The mood's not taken us just yet. We've got things to do. Until he turns to 16, we can always push our weak claims. Not a problem. And there you go. So this is who we have hitched the King of Germany to, a lowly courtier, Ludwika de Moncade. Yes, this well-known and high-status woman who's a lunatic. Yes, she'll keep him busy. She'll keep him very busy. Hopefully that'll distract him from any plans to rebel against me. good. So now we turn to matters most serious. For there's been a long time coming as this. It's time to party! Time to party. Let's go. Where's my carousing? He's not already busy. What the flipping hell's he busy doing? Too busy to come to my feasts and my soirees? What the hell's going on here? This is once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't do this very often, you know. He's maybe at war, well. Or maybe he's busy in the marital bed. You know, I've just got him married off after all. So perhaps we can let him off. My lunatic courtier is keeping him entertained. That's what I paid her to do. Oh, did I say I paid her to do? No, I didn't pay her at all. What are you talking about? Pay her? No, I didn't do such a thing. Keep that man busy. Yes. Come forth, everyone. Come forth to the great feast of the Emperor. You're a child. You're too young for drinking. Perhaps when you get a few hairs on your chest and your face, you will be invited to future events. Right, carousing. Carousing. Oh, you as well, yes. Let's not forget you, Mikulas, who I have just put in charge of my Duchy of Norway. The 12th century mobile phone is ringing. Okay, I can turn that on mute today. I don't have any important messages to come through. Okay. Right. So we have plenty of people coming forth to the event. There shall be much wine, much drink, much ale, much frivolity, much food. Yes. Damn pigeons. Shut them up. Disturbing my train of thought. Right, lovely. Okay. Uh-oh. We have a new King of Jerusalem in town. That's a bit of a shame. Do you like me? No, you don't. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on you, new King of Jerusalem. Oh, it's a shame, because this other King of Jerusalem liked us a little bit, so it's fine. It's fine. Let's give him a place on our council. Keep him close until we've assessed the situation. He seems a relatively decent chappie. Just replace one king on the council with another. What's the difference? Where is he? There you come forth. Advisor. I need an advisor. You look like someone who could advise me, yes. And if you're not, I'll do something about it. Right. Righteous imprisonment. We could imprison the German fella. 1% chance. We're not bothered. His wife's keeping him busy, I hear. Of course I shall come feast with you, says the Duke of Lancaster. Very good, very good. Who's this? Of course I will come feast, says the King of Ireland. Oh dear. The Duke of Mercia says he can't come. Right. I shall remember these slights. Not a problem. Not a problem. And the Emperor comes and asks for you to attend. You don't say no, but obviously you do. Father-in-law. He's now obviously the Duke. He's obviously a little bit upset, having just lost his title as king. Oh, I'm mourning. I can't come. It's fine. I'll just invite the new king. Not a problem. Not a problem. Right, come. Celebratory feast. Enjoy your new title. And here comes the drunkard Duke of Man. Trust a drunkard to join the party. Somerset not coming either. Ooh, the froggy Duchess shall come forth. The foxy Duke. Not doing so. Kent is coming. Wales is the King of Wales. I expect more from my kings. Oh, but at least my nephew, King Slavak of Scotland, is turning up. Good. Right. Excellent. shall be a joyful occasion for all. Welcome one and all. Unless you're a mayor or a bishop. Not high enough status, I'm afraid. Oh, but then... Oh, is that so? Oh, unfortunately, I'm very busy. Queen Maud. I give you a place on my council and you throw it back in my face. Right, let's see what happens with this carousing. In the meantime, we are just exchanging a few pleasantries with the King of Germany. I dread to think what pleasantries we are sending across in our current state, but hey-ho, we'll see how that pans out. Oh! She's gone, which means that faction will now lose power. Ah, lovely, lovely. She died. Oh, she was going to come to the party as well. She died of severe stress. Stressed out at the... She perhaps knew we had plans for her. We were going to torture her, to have her remove herself from that faction, but she obviously got wind and stressed about it a bit too much. I don't know why you need to fear being in my presence. Am I such an ogre that people are dying, stressed out at being in my presence? What's wrong with them? Not a clue. As we almost spit our wine out in shock. Apparently, the Duke of Essex refuses to pay homage. Is that so? 15-year-old child that thinks he knows best, is it? 15-year-old little snot-nosed punk that thinks he knows better than to come forth to the north and pledge his allegiance and do as he should be doing? Ah, I see. I see. Ooh, well, is that so? Is that so? Duke of Essex, is it? Ah, right. Right. So how do I wish to play this little game? I could. Obviously, he is not worthy of being in that position. He needs to be removed rather swiftly. So we could do it through fabrication of a claim, or we could approach the Pope to request a claim, and then we shall revoke it. And if he dares raise his banners, well then unfortunately for him, he shall find himself in a very awkward position. Let me see. See, we don't need to fabricate. I think he's currently fabricating a claim over here, which he doesn't need to do anymore. Where are you? Speak to me! Simply push him down. Push him down? Okay. Essex. I mean, he likes me. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. We'll wait patiently. We'll wait patiently for that plan to come to the fore. But we'll task our Chancellor to draw up some pieces of parchment that suggest that he's taken that place illegitimately. Peasant revolt. Peasant revolt. Where is this peasant revolt? Oh, it's over here. It's the King of Germany's problem, surely. Surely it's the King of Germany's problem. Here. I hear there's peasants. I hear there's peasant revolts. Take your men and go and deal with them. Well, I say. We'll stick a commander in charge. We'll stick the Bishop of Bergen with his 6th command. Stick Bishop of Bergen in charge, and send him over with, you know. There's a bit of methods to our madness here. We want their 9,000 men to be whittled down a little bit so that his relative strength in relation to us is a bit more, you know, in our favour. So the more incompetent the commander in charge of this, the more men they will lose. So off you go. Deal with the revolt. Don't say I don't do anything for you, German king. I'm acting swiftly and quickly to put down a peasant revolt in your lands. And, oh no, I've cancelled the carousing. Is this because of this bloody peasant revolt? It must be. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, they've caused me to cancel my party. Oh, look at that. Somebody's already taking care of business here. We shall deal with this person, this peasant leader, most heinously for daring to interrupt my plans. He's already lost. No, I want to get there. Otherwise I can't capture him. Or maybe I can. Right, we're done. Off a piece. Horse demands. Come into my cells. Bjorn Wodge. Borry Wodge. What kind of flipping name is that? My work in Bedford. Look at that. Look at that. Ask, and they shall bring it to you. The documents are brought swiftly, because he's heard we're a bit of a card now. We're a bit of a madman, and he dare not take his time fabricating these claims, and he comes rushing in, papers spilling into our lap. Whoa, whoa. What the hell you showing me with paper for? Oh, it's a claim on the Duchy of Essex, like you've asked. Oh, I see. I see. It's going to cost me 1,000 gold to remove. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Hellfire, he slighted me and I'm mad. 1,000 gold it is. 1,000 gold is worth it to see the look on that little child's face. How dare he not come to my court to swear his fealty. Right. I just spent 1,000 gold on a fabricated claim that I could have got for free from the post. Anyway, in other news. Okay. Oh, he's come of age now. Perhaps I might not have got a claim after all from the Pope. But who matters not, I have a claim now on your duchy title. You little... I shall hold my tongue. As more smugglers' rings gets blasted into the ether. So first of all, before we deal with you, I have business to attend to. For my carousing was abruptly interrupted by this person. So how best for us to deal with him? Voices, speak to me. Speak to me. How should we deal with a man who dare interrupt the Emperor's carousing? We could simply execute. It seems a bit dull, but nonetheless, it achieves the task. Do we have a reason to want to necessarily see him dead, or should we see him walk around for the rest of his life a cripple, injured, pained? How do we deal with him? How do we deal with him? Humiliation. That's obviously one or the other, isn't it? A bit of mutilation. Mutilate. Permanent injury. Make him a court... We could make him a court jester, but we'd have to release him for that. And releasing this man seems rather light. He doesn't need all those limbs. I think you might be right. Yes. He might not need his limbs, I hear. Limbs. Who needs legs? Who needs eyes? Who needs arms? They're just surplus to requirement accessories. Oh, Shelley, welcome, welcome. You come at the right time. We're just about to remove a few body parts from a man who dared interrupt my carousing, cancelled my great feast. He did. Right, yes. I think it's time to do a bit of butchery. You order the jailer to drag Borrywodge from his cell, whilst we personally prepare our tools. And delicate tools they were. A great big whopping hammer was one of them. We're not one for fine motor skills, you know. We're 59, my hands are a bit shaky. Give me something I can just smash. Perhaps we actually, you know, brought forth the hammer, the faux hammer. Perhaps that was brought down from the armoury. This great big weapon. No one crosses you unscathed as you look at the man, spit flying as you scream at him for daring to raise this rebellion at a time when we were going to have our feast. And yes, he gets tied down. Screaming and help, please, mercy, mercy. Ah, mercy. Right, I'm going to pluck out your eye, apparently, with my mace. It's going to be a tough task. A mace was not made for such a feat, plucking out an eye. A knife would have been far more hot. A hot poker or a hot knife, yeah, slip the eyeball out, would have been painful, but a little bit more delicate. Oh no, we're going to smash his eye with a mace. Oh dear, Samount, thank you for coming. Boom! And there the eyeball shall be devastated. Not plucked out, but smashed into 1,000 pieces. Yes. He's been released from my prison. A craven, one-eyed genius. Would you like to come to my court? To be my judge? No, of course you wouldn't. I thought I'd ask, you know. I thought you might just, you know, forgive me for exacting the the punishment that was befitting of the crime that you have committed. Right, now before we get back to our plans for another feast, before we, we need a feast before we go to war with Norway. How old are you? 12? Another 4 years, yeah, we've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. But you're getting older, your Imperial Majesty. You should take it now, before your any ailments before you. Are you calling me a weakling? Are you saying I'm going to perish before my time? I'm 60, I feel fit as a whop. What's wrong with you? The hell's right? Did you have an epiphany before being crushed? Maybe so, yes. He's been enlightened. Right. This child refused to come to my court. And therefore he is not the rightful Duke of Essex. He is a pretender. And therefore we shall revoke your title. And of course, those papers that were thrown unceremoniously into our lap by the Chancellor back up what I am saying. These are legal documents, not to be questioned, just like the legal document that proclaims me as a descendant of the great Alexander. And therefore you shall step down from your title and allow me to install somebody that knows how to act around an emperor, would not dare refuse. I would have given you great hospitality. I humbly accept your decision to revoke my title. It grieves me deeply, but I see the error of my ways. I do not wish to invoke your full wrath. Yes, let that be a lesson. You look, I'm letting you keep your county. Right. And I'm going to give it to a person more befitting. Who are you? Ordgar. Ordgar. Is that right? Yes, of course it's right. So you shall now be the Duke of Essex. All I ask is you come to my court and you pay me homage. That's all I ask. That's what is rightfully due to me as your overlord, King of England, Emperor of Britannia. That's all I ask. There we go. Changing of the guard. Just like that. As Tommy Cooper would say. Very good. It's good when you can keep your vassals in line, isn't it, eh? These weaker kings letting their vassals run roughshod over them. No, not in my realm. No, they do as I say. 36,000 men. Should have given it to some earl in Germany. Oh, I'm mad, but I'm not that mad. Right, yes, 36,000. No man can boast as many men as me, surely. The greatest emperor, the greatest man in the land, boasts more men than anybody can field on the battlefield. Oh, yes. Anyone I turn my gaze upon should cower in fear, but I'm not a tyrant, despite what some of my vassals may say. No, sir, I am not such a thing. Is it you that proclaims me a tyrant? Yes, it is. I don't forget these things, Lancaster. I'm just waiting for the time to come when I bring you down a peg or two as well. But for now, enjoy, for we are now going to feast again. Hopefully this time we will not be interrupted by peasant revolts. No, and this time the King of Germany is free. Oh, right, is there a spot in your diary for me now? Oh, I'm honoured. I'm honoured. There are you. Why can't I invite you to carousing? Because you're busy. Does not have the opinion of declined... Oh, so the people that declined invitation last time can't be invited again. Sucks. Well, I'll invite the people who were interested last time. Why waste my time with people who've besmirched me in the past? They're not worthy of coming to my feast. No, I shall invite those that were willing to come in the first place. You turned me down. You didn't. You're a child. Did you turn me down, sir? Yes, you did, right? Oh, well, you're not getting a second invite. No. You're not getting a second invite at all. You shall miss out on this great feast. Anybody else I may wish to invite that's not... who is not actually a duke? I missed out some of my courtiers last time, my council. So come forth, council members. I do apologise. Slight oversight on my part there, but you too should be invited to the carousing. I didn't mean to miss you out. And my commanders as well. Commanders, come forth to the carousing. Come forth, enjoy the feast of frivolity. It's going to be a episode of the ages. It shall be known in history, the great feast of Emperor Benedict. They shall be talking about it for many a decade. Right, we shall have this feast. If it bloody kills us, it might kill us. And then we shall go to war for Norway. Of course I shall come. I bring my appetite for revelry. Yes, of course, bring your appetites for that. This time he's busy, right. Oh, the new Duke of Essex. He's a new Duke. Let's hope he comes and swears fealty, otherwise it's going to be a very quick turnover. And now the King of Germany is coming. Oh, well, look at that, look at that. We are going to work on you, King of Germany, and convince you to remove yourself from this rather ludicrous faction. You've been in it for far too long now, and quite clearly you need to see the error of your ways. Right. And we have turned 60. Call this the Great Birthday Party. The great 60th party of Emperor Benedict of Britannia. It's great timing indeed. It is great timing. This is exactly what it is. Ooh. We don't really need him to die now. But I feel like we've started, so we should finish. It's going to cost us money, though. Is that a woman still in charge? Is the woman still an heir? Send all the snakes. What better birthday present than Fernando's lifeless corpse? Yes. Well, I'm ambitious. I'm tenacious. And I've wanted this man dead for some time. The fact that he's still alive does grieve me, and although I don't need his demise at the moment for my plans, just from the sheer principle of the fact, bring forth your snake. I don't think we need 15,000 of the things, and I'm trying to arrange a feast. I can't spend too much money. Okay. Oh, some people aren't turning up here. This is not going to go down too well. Yes, come. Yeah, very good. Fair few people. Right, no more rebellions, please. I'm busy feasting now, okay? The Emperor is feasting. Time for you to shut down and not cause me any concerns. So we bring forth all the food. Ooh, what's this? The peasants in Hull want to have shrines. Shrines, shut them up. The people... To be fair, the people have stood by me through thick and thin. I will give them that. All in the background, if you'll remember, all in the background. Apparently, there's a crusade going on. Don't forget that. We've completely and utterly forgotten about the crusade. Really, I mean, technically speaking, we maybe should join. We're in the Pope's good graces, and we've kept this great big facade of holiness about us for our entire existence. We've had the good grace of many popes and used them to our own means many times in the past. But hey ho, I'm 60 and I couldn't give a cahoot. I couldn't give a rat's ass about a crusade right now. I've got bigger fish to fry. I have done my bit for the Pope. I've done my bit for the clergy, the Catholic faith. It's time for somebody else to step up to the plinth. Somebody else to get their hands dirty and prove themselves in the eyes of God. I have done my part, and now I'm retired. Crusader Egypt is still Crusader Egypt, and he's still in control, or my grandson rather, is still in control of it, who I am truced against after we have taken the Duchy of Deobal from him, after we made a bit of a legal cock-up in vassal inheritance. Giving the younger generation a chance and be, a great pain, but no, it's gone. My mind is healthy. No? Okay, no, I am sapless. I am in, oh God, we're dying, aren't we? We're dying. We're dying now. Okay, my mind is still healthy, but my body's packing up on me. It's fine, as I'm now... The medieval version of a wheelchair has been rolled into court. A lunatic deathbed conversion to pagan will be a fitting end. Okay, alright, hang on. The feast is almost ready, Your Imperial Majesty. The feast is almost done. We have goose, we have pheasant, we have quails, we have all kinds of great foods for the guests who are coming. Oh, right, okay. I'm ill with this kind of makeshift wheelchair built for us by our greatest builders, arranged by the steward, blessed by our court chaplain. This is our new device, the chair of wheels. Ooh, I feel like it's a marvellous invention. I am known as the architect, and for my infirmness I have invented this great wheeling chair to allow me to get around. I can still speak, my mind is still strong, my body is frail and weak, but I can wheel myself around. Look at this, I am a great pioneer. I'm a great pioneer of the wheelie chair. Oh, yes. And forever it shall be known as the Benedict chair. In the year 2020, people will be pushed around in the Benedict chair, and they will know that it's come from me. Why are these things called Benedict chairs? Well, the great Emperor Benedict of Britannia in the year 1103 became a bit crippled and infirm, but no, he was still adamant that he was going to get around, and had his great builders construct this device. It's a revelation. So in our wheelie chair, we are now deciding to address our court, and we are cancelling this feast. We are cancelling this feast because we're not saying it to our court and stuff. We don't want to appear like we're giving up on life. But the fact that our body is packing up on us and we're now going to move around in this wheelie chair, we're a bit worried that our time might be coming. We're not just thinking it internally. We're not putting it out there. We don't want any vassals or kings of Germany to pounce on any hint of weakness, you know, like a prey, like a predator that smells prey's blood, you know. We don't want that happening. So we're going to remain strong. We sit in our chair with our head held high. We speak with our booming voice so that our authority still carries weight. Our words still carry weight. We still have that air of authority about us. Anybody who dares mock us when we wheel ourselves around, God help them. So, yes, we are bringing forth our plan to take Norway. We need this on our CV before we pass. Another accolade to add to our growing list for people to remember us by. And so we cancel this feast, and instead we turn our attentions to more serious tasks at hand. It looks like the gods are throwing everything in our path to prevent us from relaxing and enjoying ourselves. For many years we have plunged headfirst into hard work, to expansion, to expanding the horizons of our family, of ourselves really. And, you know, we've never stopped, we've never drawn breath, we've always been on the move, looking to move forward, building great cities, forming an empire, and the one time in our life we just want a flipping feast to celebrate our 60th birthday. No, a present revolt rises up, and now our body is giving up the ghost. It's not to be. The gods are telling us, do not stop. For the moment you stop, the moment you take your foot off the gas, is the moment you perish. Keep going. Keep going. Keep your mind strong. Keep your mind strong. Keep moving forward with that same determination, and you'll live a long life. The moment you let yourself waste away like a lazy layabout, that is when you shall fester and perish. 4 wheels, cushioning, 2 small wheels in the back, and other designs you want from Benedict, my friend. Ah, thank you, yes. Many wheels, the more wheels the better. What was the health debuff on Iron Sage? Oh, -1. Combined with great pox, -3. I'm a drunken, infirm, pox-ridden lunatic. I mean, you can just picture him in his chair, can't you? Probably doing a few little strange manoeuvres in it. I don't think his chair would spin around quite. I don't think that advanced in the 11th, 12th century. Just the fact that a chair's got wheels is probably as pioneering as it gets. To be able to spin in your chair, you know. But we have strong. We're a strong individual. We won't let this stop us. To war we go. I want to see at least one more victory before I snuff it. Declare war on this child. There's a truce. It's going to cost you 4,000 prestige. Your legacy will be so... I don't care. I don't care. I want what is rightfully mine. And not only have I scratched through and rifled through the history books to find a great claim to Alexander for my family, but I seem to also know that we have bloodlines that link back to the Vikings of times gone by. Norway is mine. All mine. Every last drop of it. So we shall now speak to this... Who is this man? Who are you? Wait a minute. We'll get there eventually. There's a few little hoops to jump through for this to happen. Where are we? I don't want to claim Bohemia. Where's Norway? Look, you little so-and-so. Stop trying to wriggle out. You. Braw Bossum. My courtier. I shall bestow upon you the landed title of the county of the Isle of Wight. It's a fair land. It's a fair land. It's great for caravanning. Great for caravanning holidays 1,000 years in the future. Take it from me. Anyway, he's now landed, and he has a weak claim, which I'm going to press now. People aren't going to like it. People aren't going to like it. I can tell you that. Oh, this poor child, you've gone to war with him twice in 10 years. It's a heinous crime. By whose books? By whose books is this a crime? I'm claiming what was mine all along. My birthright. Norway. It is mine! So a minus 25 opinion on all rulers. Now does that include vassals or is that external rulers? I'm not sure. We can check. It's external rulers. Ah, my vassals don't give two cahoots what I'm doing. You won't like it. Broke a truce. Ah, that's for the greater good. For the greater good. I hear Catholicism, old Popey, is waning in Norway. Their Germanic paganism is returning. I shall be the one to lead us back, to lead these people back to the right path. Alright? This is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, and so it's time to take Norway by storm. With the German troops. You're obviously far too busy. Your wife's not keeping you busy enough because you're far too busy still flapping your gums about council powers and such, and therefore I'm going to cripple you by taking your men and claiming my kingdom. My kingdom of Norway shall return to us. The Great Britannic Empire, the North Sea Empire shall rise again. It's never risen, it's rising now. So, I can't see. We might get a bit of Iceland as a result of this. I've never had Iceland in this game. I don't think I've ever had Norway, to be honest with you. Right, I think we just need to storm through the land. That's all we need to do. Storm through, right? And how about some other vassals that might want to join the party? Give me a helping hand. I'm not using my own men. I've used my men through the years. It's time for other people to pick up the slack. Yes, we'll have a bit of Jerusalem. We'll have a bit of Wales throwing themselves into the action. Yes, that's exactly what we shall do. Come on. Don't think you're escaping this little shindig. Right. Right. Yes, good. So we take them north. Take these people here. Let's get some boats ready and ship them across to Norway and see how they crack on. Oh, no, not you. You stand fast. You stand fast, my retinue. You are working hard. They are being trained. They are busy. Oh, damn it. My birthday treat has been ruined. 58 ships. That's enough. Come on, get a move on. I've got all night here. I've got things to do. 99 ships. Lovely. Perfect. Just the right amount for the amount of men they've got. So we now move towards Norway, and it's all a race against time at this point, isn't it? It's all a race against time. Will we claim Norway before we die? It's looking a bit grim, but we're still in our chair. As long as we're still mobile, as long as the mind is still active, we will still be fine. Oh, the King of Jerusalem has joined this faction. Right. Right. Come forth, come forth. We'll have a bit of a chinwag where I shall tell you to stop this nonsense. Or maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't invite the German fella over, because if he sees us in a wheelchair, he might use that to his advantage, you know. Oh no, he came across. Ooh, time for us to talk in private. Yes, you see this chair? Don't let it fool you. I still control many men. Many people bend the knee to me. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. We have spent most of our time visiting my domain. What that means is, we spent most of my time, him, pushing me around my domain. Come on, this way, I'm going to show you to the great library of Yordale. Come on, push me this way, push me, faster, faster. There's a joke in there somewhere. A king pushed an emperor into a library. What happened next? So, a few words. And I don't give gifts. I give words of advice. Let me tell you something, whilst you're pushing me towards the library doors. I've just got a few choice words. I've lived a little bit longer than you, and therefore I'm a bit wiser. Nothing is gained in this life. Through dishonour, says the man that's just broken a truce. Going against your liege lord will not stand you in good stead in the long run, you know. Take it from me, I've seen it. This great library holds many, many historical pieces, and I spend my time enlightening myself about history, for one should know one's histories to know where one has come from. Where the hell am I? The flipping hell? Come on, ships! Think I've got all night to mess around here? I've got things to do. How many vessels you need to traverse the Nordic lands? 157. Apparently. There shall be plenty. The Bohemian king has only 6,000 men at his disposal. A sixth of my force. A sixth of my efforts. I need not worry. I need not busy myself too much. I need not bother fretting over their defence. Come here. Right, and so we start our great attack. We'll get some commanders in there. Just the one commander per army is enough, I think. We don't need to push the boat out too much. We've cancelled the carousing because we're at war. Yes, we already knew we were cancelling that. The gods have not decreed that we shall have a great feast. It's not a problem. We'll keep expanding. As she's growing older, I can see she can work on her own. But you, I don't have time to deal with children. And so we land and quickly dispatch of a very small token force. And we, let's have a look here, we merge the men. And we shall... Oh, Aidsig has taken control of his own... Step forward. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me at all. Right. You need to disband the ships, though. Save a bit of coin. Okay. We'll return for you later. It's not as if you, you know... It's not as if you were a million miles away. We shall just bring you back when the time is right. In fact, we won't even need to bring them back, because if we take Norway, these guys can be disbanded, because this will be our realm, so... no more need for boats. No more need for boats, right. So they've got a few men. I don't know where they're going to take them, but if they take them to England, we have England covered just from the retinue alone. So, yes, it's just a case of taking Norway by storm, really, and we do really need to make a little bit of a move, because we can't take all night about this. We are, you know, kind of in a wheelchair right now. We need some sort of ship on wheels to traverse. I don't think we're that quite forward in the pioneering stakes. A chair with wheels is the first step. Perhaps next generation might invent something a bit more advanced. Twice. Ooh, converted to the Catholic faith, I see. We've got a holding under attack. Where's that? 6%. 6%. 6%. Who's attacking us? And where are they attacking? Oh, here. Whoa. Who are you? Who's attacking me here? This is not Norway. We've used the German troops already, so we can't bring German troops here. We've used these troops also. Okay, well, we'll just see where they plot themselves for now. We'll see where they plot themselves up, and then we'll take it from there. I may spare a handful of men. The mood takes me, you know. Oh, you come? You come to York, do you? Dare you? Plot outside York Castle. What is this? We'll deal with this problem right now, and very, very swiftly. Right, this here can probably be besieged very quickly. We ain't got time to mess around. I want Norway, and I want it now. I want it now. I know what I want, and I want it now. I want you, because I'm Mr. Bane. Good old 90s. Was it 90s or 80s? 90s, I think it was. Ooh. Faction leader. Ah. Looks like the King of Germany was actually swayed by my wise words when he was pushing me around my domain in my little wheelie chair, and he's removed himself from the faction. You see? You see? I may be in a chair, but my word still carries might. Don't let your disability stop you, is the learning lesson from this event. So true. So I noticed Marshal King Hessel's hard work, and everyone seems to like him. I'm deciding between having my Marshal heighten the morale of the troops and try to recruit more soldiers. Morale is good. We're at war. Morale is good. Morale is good. What about you? Get that bloody wall down! Trebuchets, fire! Think I've got time here? Time is against me. Come on! Move it! Move it or lose it, sister. Right, have you got a commander? You have now. Dionysi! Get yourself over there. Good man. Take what is rightfully mine. He's moving around a lot, but he's not plotting himself up, this guy. Come across to England. I hear it's a beautiful place. Good for sightseeing. Come and see the plundered Stonehenge. Your child king, Norwegian people. He is, I hear he's no good. Ooh. I notice, says the Pope, that you have not pledged yourself to the cross as a faithful Christian ruler. I hope that you, I hope and pray, in fact, that you will reconsider your actions. Join the righteous crusade. I'm busy. Bloody chair of wheels, for God's sake. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blaspheme. But I think I can support crusades right now. I'm just fighting for my life. Ooh. No, not yet. 9 o'clock. It's not time for a feast just yet. We need to celebrate victory. When we get the Kingdom of Norway, will be the time to bring the chicken past the feast. Recruit court physician. Yes. Yes, I could need... Oh, my court chaplain is also dead. What the hell's going on here? What's my court chaplain? Dietmar, Dieter, whatever you're called. Come forth, Dieter. Welcome to the fold. Welcome. All I ask is you do your job well, with due diligence and ambition, as I have tackled my endeavours. And we will get along swimmingly. Okay. Dangerous factions. Oh, he's joined again. Oh, for God's sake. Will you give it a rest, man? What's wrong with you? An envoy from the city of Demakar arrived with news regarding your search for a physician. An envoy told you of a promising medical student named Bergherd. He saved the life of an important local trader's daughter not long ago. I mean, she lost an eye in the process, but he could be useful. He's a renowned physician. He'll do for me. He'll do for me. I ain't got time to waste here. Physicians are needed. As I said to a prisoner not so long ago, who needs an eye? Who needs limbs? Who needs eye? Come forth and treat me. I am stuck in this chair of wheels. Remove me from it, and you shall not know riches. I shall bestow upon you things you have never known possible. You shall never go without. Remove me from this chair. Ooh, try something new. Do you know what? I'm feeling kind of frisky. You come forth and give me the most pioneering treatment that you can possibly bring. Nobody thought I would be able to be mobile. Look what I'm in. I'm in a chair of wheels and people are, oh my God, he can move. Oh, what a miracle. You can perform the same feat. Aim high, but don't let me die. Right, we need Norway quickly. We need Norway before this goes horribly wrong. He brings forth a pot with a strange buzzing sound coming from within. He throws it on the floor and it explodes into a cloud of pottery shards, and a swarm of furious bees swarm upon me. But I feel amazing. The bees sting me all over, but rather than me screaming out in pain in a strange twist, I embrace it. Yes, I can feel the venom coursing through. It's bringing me power. It's bringing me energy. It's bringing me strength. And we try to take one foot out of our little chair. It was still a hard struggle, but we're getting there. Ooh, we're feeling it. We're feeling it. Bee venom. It's the future. Right. Next, 46%. So the realm peace has now finished, and so the vassals will go to war once again. But that doesn't concern us. The only one war that we care about is the war in the north. The war in the north. They sent 2 men across. They must be bringing a peace banner, surely, because who in their right mind would send 2 men to wage war against us? I mean, I'm supposed to be the lunatic. Perhaps I have it the wrong way around. Perhaps I'm the sane one. Take this. Crusade for Chernigov! Oh yes, very good. Dale's fault and all that. Oh, I've lost piety. Who cares? I got... Oh no! No! Oh damn! We were gonna take Norway. Flipping hell! Right, we're not finishing just yet. We're gonna take Norway. This is the... Oh, I've got 2 in. This is the... Oh, no. Shit. 20 messages. Foham has been handed over. Drills have been handed over. Foot of St. Christian. Take all my flipping things. Oh, man. Died by... I don't know. We died by pox. Wow. Emperor Benedict the Bold of Britannia is the new ruler. Emperor Benedict has given up the ghost at the age of 61. He died of great pox. Hang on a second. Never succeeding in making a name for himself. His most notable deed was participating in the construction of great works. What? Hello? Hello? I think the game is actually going by the his total prestige score at the end, which, because of his acts of truce breaking and spending about 10,000 prestige on getting this claim to Alexander, we actually have a ridiculously low prestige. His actual prestige, if not doing that, would probably be about 20,000, to be honest with you. So I think that's what the game is assuming here. Oh, 1,000 prestige, he didn't do it right, did he? It was useless. Hello? No, not quite. Not quite. You know, forging an empire. I mean, the list is quite long. I could be here for some time reading off this man's achievements. Right. Ah! I built a war chest. No, you have not built a war chest. You inherited a war chest, actually. I think you'll find. Oh, man. Flipping flip! Right, okay. Well, to finish this campaign off, we shall take Norway. I really couldn't care less about all these little... Oh, we need a new Chancellor. Okay, that's Slavic King. We need a new Steward. Fine. Anybody? Court Chaplain. You again, Steward. Just shut him up for now. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Right, okay. Boo. Domain's too big. Oh, we're suffering a domain penalty. All kinds of madness. Crown focus needs to be set to Leeds. Of course, this doesn't matter. What's all these allied? Oh, Crusade, of course. Current capital. How do you set crown focus? There you go. Very good. That gets rid of that. Council of discontent. Ruler uncrowned. Okay. Well, we won't get crowned until we've claimed Norway. I just want to claim Norway. That's all I want to do. What is that? Disband those troops. Oh, he's the Duke of Moray, isn't he? Yes, he's the Duke of Moray. He was out. Yes, we give him the Duke of Moray. So he's ruling. He's ruling from Leeds now, but he's also got the Duke of Moray in Scotland. Ambition. Make a friend. Oh, he wants to make a friend. He doesn't have many friends. The important thing, actually, is vassal's opinion. Are we going to get a revolt before we take it? It's not marvellous, to be honest with you. It's workable if we were going to carry on, but at the moment it's not marvellous. These factions could come into play, but hopefully not before we've claimed what is rightfully ours. Right, let's move on to the next location. See if we can claim what is ours. So all those transfers of things go across to us. Well, considering we were a drunkard, cruel madman, in the end, I don't think we're going to be blessed anytime soon, personally speaking. Oh man. Our holding is under siege in Hull. Oh, 1,000 people. Okay, so he was a disgraceful bishop. We are going to ride forth to deal with this little conundrum here. I mean, he's not a bad ruler. He's not bad. He's strong. He's keeping up the family traits. He's also, like his father, strong and club-footed. He's uncouth, scarred, zealous, craven, deceitful, temperate, and paranoid. Could be quite an interesting ruler. And we've now grown patient, like our father as well. So we've got a few things in. We've got at least three traits in common with our father, which shouldn't be a shock. Build an observatory. Oh, what are we doing? We are scholarly focus. Ooh, scholarly focus. The dark arts. The dark arts have returned. Oh dear. Right, let's see what happens here. Another disgraceful. It seems we are It seems we are going after the bishops. It's just, seems we are going after the bishops here. All our bishops are disgraceful, apparently. They are a disgrace. What's our learning? 9? So we are gonna wrap this series up with a look back through the emperors, the rulers. Sorry, emperors. There's only one emperor around here, and he's now dead. Well, there's two technically, but we're not playing as him for much longer. So, oh, you see, look at that, targeting those dogs, those bishops that dare spread the ill faith. My daughter is now ill. Sting her with 1,000 bees. She'll be fine. Oh my god. So, obviously he was going to die this session, to be fair. But, oh doesn't make any less painful when it happens. If it had just happened when we got Norway, it would have been nice for him to get this final accolade. Fernando survived the snake bites. Yes, he did. He survived. Next. Sweeping through Norway like a hot knife through butter. This is the one thing we can dedicate to our father. He started this and we shall finish it. We shall take Norway in his honour as our final gift, our final parting gift to him. Ensure that it was not in vain, his efforts to claim the homelands. The lands which were rightfully ours generations ago. We're a suspected coward. That's good. Handy. That'll go down well. The wind has been taking out my sails. Ooh, mastermind theologian of the child. Handy. So the German men whittling away from their 9,000 down to about 4,000. I was eating a kipper at the time of your demise. May I offer my belated condolences? Eating a flipping kipper? Expose these scandalous people. Look at who they are. Is that the King of Germany which is exposed? Maybe. Who cares? Bloody kill! Kill everybody! Kill them all! Condolences accepted. Thank you. Thank you. It's a very sad time. And the jihad has been successful. They have taken Galicia Volnia. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? King Cosma the Confessor of Galicia Volnia. Catholic Russia. It's quite a large piece of... 3,000 men he has, and he controls all of that. Interesting. Interesting indeed. And my wife is pregnant. Do I have any children? A few. Been busy. Been busy while my father's been running an empire, you know? It's not for me to interfere with my vassals' wives. They can't control their own wives. I mean, a king that can't control his wife? Madness is this. 86%. 89%. 93%. Off a piece. This is a full surrender, isn't it? This is a full surrender. Yeah, it's a full surrender. Good. I accept. And just like that, we have Norway. We got there in the end. Literally. I didn't think that we would end the LP claiming what we were aiming to claim at some point during the series as the last thing we did. Kind of fitting, really. So there you go, folks. Johann I set out at some point to try and bring Christianity to these people. It was done by somebody else. It was done by the King of Wales at the time. I can't remember his name, but the King of Wales brought Christianity to this land. But ultimately, Emperor Benedict and his son that finished it off actually brought Norway under our control. So the Empire of Britannia spans the British Isles, Germany, bits of Jerusalem, along with other little rogue duchies and counties here and there, and now Norway, which includes a bit of Iceland. Not bad. Not bad at all. So to finish off then, a very quick look at the world map, and then we'll go through the history of the Johanssons, and I want you all to pick your favourite Johansson. But we'll get to that in a second. Just think about it, but we'll just have a quick look at the world map. So the Umayyads, they ended up pretty much quite stagnant, really. They didn't expand too much. They've had this land for quite a while at this point. In control of 29,000 men. I mean, it would have been quite good to lock horns, really, with them. The Kusa-Karsids actually took Crusader Egypt at the end. Didn't notice that. They've just taken that. It's a bit of a shame. The Byzantine Empire has remained quite strong. Got a bit of Italy. The border go here is so bad. Denmark ended up taking France in the end. Bits of Jerusalem also over here. Yeah, Bohemia would have been probably maybe next to fall on our list, perhaps. Croatia, Ragusa, Hungary seems to have vanished. But yeah, bit of a mess, shall we say. So we'll just finish off by looking at the old family tree of the Johanssons one last time. And as I said, we'll have a recap and a bit of a reminisce about the rulers that we've had. So we started with good old Johann I, bless him. I mean, look at this guy. He was the first he was a founding father, the holy man that purged cynicism and heretics from the land. In his rule, I think all of his council, all of his court, all of the dukes and duchesses across the land, pretty much there were no cynics to be found. And the funny thing with his reign is that a lot of his vassals started to burn people at stakes and were doing loads of holy stuff as well. It was like his aura was catching. The thing about his reign that will stick in my mind is how he rose to become king in the first place. He didn't have any desires to rise up through the ranks. He was just doing his work. He was a prominent member of one of the societies, of which I can't remember which one it was. It was a society, I think maybe the Benedictine Order, was it? I think it was the Benedictine Order. Oblatus, Benedictine Diligence, Convert County. Yeah, it was this one. So he was a prominent member of the Benedictine society. And what happened was, if you remember, he gained a duchy title. I think he asked the king for a duchy title, and the king gave him the duchy title for his hard work and efforts. And it was the first king, Aethelstan, that gave him that. And then, when Aethelstan died shortly after, and it was really shortly after, the realm law was what's the one? Voting. What's the word I'm looking for? It was flipping hell. Inheritance law was elective, and so they elected him as king, and he didn't even do anything. It was like he became a duke because the king gave him the title, and then months later, poof, he became king because he was voted in the election as the only man for the job. Elected, yeah, he was just given that title by the people. You are the one. You are the holy one, the one that is. And he spent his life going through and preaching to many people and converting them and spreading good practice. He removed people's many negative traits. You know, all those, using his powers from the society. His own children were blooming. They followed in his footsteps with their sort of with their traits, their positive ways, and he was stamping out the negative ways. But of course, we'll never forget the way he died either. Despite all that good he did, and he also was the one that was the spearhead behind the initial crusade for Crusader Aquitaine. Although his involvement militarily was quite poor, he wasn't really the best military man. But in the end, he died falling off a horse and being stabbed in the back with his own weapon, if I recall. And that was a bit of a sad way to go for a great king that started it off. And that was his daughter-in-law, I believe, Duchess Eilfgift, if I remember rightly, that did that to him. So a sad way to go. And he became drunk right at the very end, which was a shame, because if it wasn't for that, he'd have been a saint by now. But never mind. So he was the initial man that started it off. A very, very honourable man, achieved a fair bit. The history books might not remember him fondly in terms of expansion, because he didn't, but he rose from count to king with minimal effort in terms of actually physically pushing for it. So that was an achievement itself. He was the people's king. The people's king. So that's Johann for you. Keep that in your memory banks, because I'm going to ask you who your favourite king was, and then I'm going to ask you, despite your favourite king, who do you think was the greatest? So keep that in your minds. So then it passed to Senrad, who was a poor Johann. He was kind of half-hearted religious, so much so that all I can remember from his reign was that wasn't he the philanderer, the one that was in an open relationship with Xena. They were both sleeping around. He liked a bit of nookie, lustful, had many bastard children, some of which are probably still running in the bloodlines. I think he actually was the one that did. That his greatest task was probably putting a Catholic person on the throne of the Empire of Bulgaria at the time. So he did convert Bulgaria back to Catholicism after it changed to Islam. But other than that, I don't remember him achieving a great deal. And if anybody can correct me, then please feel free. But I can't remember him doing much else than that. He was kind of on cruise control, inherited the kingdom from his father. I think one thing that we can thank him for, and I believe it was him, is for tearing Wales away from England. It was down to him that Wales became independent from England. I don't know if he changed the laws. He did something which meant that Wales was separate after he died. And another thing that you'll remember him for also is that he didn't put his own son as the next person in the election. He didn't elect his son as the next ruler. He tried to follow in his father's footsteps by appointing the next best person for the job, which was Beotmar or something, or some other person, the Duke of Somerset at the time, I think he was. And so when the other guy, as somebody that was besmirched by that, his own son killed him. And that was his reign. So he didn't achieve a great deal of great things, but his stats were pretty good. But he'll be forever remembered as the man that caused the rift with Wales and was stabbed or killed by his own son. I think he was blown up by manure, wasn't he, in an inn by his own son. So that's Senrad for you. And so the title passed at the time to Duke Senrad, because he was a duke at the time. Now this guy's reign was, oh god, it was a ride. I enjoyed playing this guy. He was a duke who was obviously very, very unhappy with his father's antics, so much so that he killed his own father, and then proceeded to kill a fair few more people in his reign. But he was a true... He embraced his bloodline from the Vikings, and he was a fighter. He was a battle-hardened warrior. Look at his face, so many scars, so many jewels that he won, his eye plucked out. None of that stopped him. He rose to king by basically marching down south, and in a great battle where some say he made a misstep and was overwhelmed in numbers by the Queen's forces. There was a queen at the time, I can't remember her name. But he pulled out that with victory against the odds. He was victorious. The turning point in that war, and eventually he wrestled the crown away from the Queen, and he became the King of England. And for the rest of his life, he pretty much clung on to that crown with all his might. For there were many rebellions in this man's realm, in this man's reign, and he put them all down. Those holy Huskarls that he inherited under his watch were so mighty, probably the most feared army in the world, to be honest with you. They beat back many a rebellion, and again he willingly charged into battle undermanned at one point to just show his military prowess. So confident of victory was he marched into his last rebellion undermanned, wielding great weapons, scarred as he was. He was, to be fair to him, he will have been a sight to behold on the battlefield. A sight to behold. Married a woman with a monster nickname. He married a couple of times, didn't he? Yeah, monster. But for all his transgressions, as a kind of maniacal, he was maniacal in his pursuit to keep his crown, I think we can say. He didn't do too many evil things, did he? From memory, or maybe I'm glossing over those. But he was a very faithful man. Unlike his father, he didn't stray. He was a faithful individual. When it came to his wife, he was an honourable man. So that was he was a king and a half. He was so mighty. It was great. He was so mighty. A very strong ruler, military genius, some would say. And he clung to his power until the bitter end. And in a rather hilarious twist, he ended up being crowned in desperation because of the constant war that he was in all the time. He couldn't be crowned because he was in constant war, including being an ally of Germany at the time, who were in a long war with France. He ended up being crowned right at the end of his life as he was laying sick in bed with flu. He got crowned in his barn and then ended up dead. Some say of flu. Some say he was poisoned by the person that was crowning him as he was sipping on wine, because he died shortly after. We'll never know. But he died not as we were anticipating, given how he had fought so many battles, so many duels, plucking out the eyes of family members, killing a couple of people also. To die of flu in your bed after having it for about 2 or 3 years and being crowned in a barn, not the way he would have wanted to have gone. But that's the way that he did go, and it was a sad end. And then he even killed his own son. He even killed his own son by sticking him in the oubliette, if you remember, because his son plotted to kill him. And fearing the same happening to him that he did to his own father, he actually put his son in the oubliette with his wife's blessings, and he died. So yeah, he took no prisoners. He took even his own eldest son and heir at the time wasn't immune from his wrath. And that was the glorious King Senrad II, the festive. We then passed to Godwine the Fat, or the Bowl, as some may say, who was the feasting king, the great delegator, who delegated all to his council. He took a back seat in running the realm so that he could enjoy himself, his festivities, his frivolities. He loved life. He lived it to the max. Feasts and food and wine and all kinds of goodness was his vice, and he enjoyed it to the full. Similar to Johann, in that what Johann was doing was spreading across the realm. People were following his footsteps and doing holy things as well. He led by example, and people followed. Half his council were fat. The realm was enjoying the time, and they too were partaking in many feasts. The realm had an obesity crisis. A very jovial fella. Some likened him to Charles II first in real life. He was a man that liked to party. He couldn't grow a beard to save his life. You know, predecessors all with great whopping beards, a beardy man. Not this man. He tried and couldn't grow one. But hey ho, it didn't stop him. He still partied hard. And he died young, probably due to ill health, like Henry VIII style. Ate himself to death. Pus and sores and just general ill health seeping in, and you know, he popped his clogs at the young age of 41. But the realm was being run very efficiently because he delegated and his council were running things efficiently. He was the first king to break the plus 30 per month mark on the monthly balance. Prosperity. He did oversee prosperity due to the fact that he delegated. Wasn't bad at all. That was Godwine the First. We then moved to Godwine the Second, who was a foul practicer of black magic. He won't be remembered, really. Who will be remembered would be his, is it her? Or am I thinking of the next one? No, I think it was you. Wasn't she the Lion Queen? Who was I'm sure it was her that was the Lion Queen, right? She was the Lion Queen, I'm sure. Yes, she was. So he won't be remembered so much because he died quite young at 26 of cancer. It was her that will be remembered from this partnership. The Lion Queen, who was so adamant on pushing her son's endeavours, either Godwine III or Benedict. You know, she did a few little things, and she made a few political moves on the council to ensure that she got what she wanted, and her sons did prosper under her rule because she looked out for them. She was the she-lion of Leeds. But he started that off. He was practicing dark arts. He built an observatory, alchemy labs. He was looking into portents and bowls of water as they shook and shimmered. And it didn't help him because he died of cancer. And despite the fact that he tried to turn to his black magic to cure himself of this disease, it served no purpose, and he died young. And then we turn to Godwine III. Oh, I was really disappointed because he died of tuberculosis, I remember, consumption at age 18, and he was modelling himself initially on Johann I. He was a genius. He was baptised. He was a scholarly theologian just like Johann. He was crowned by the Pope. He went on a pilgrimage. He was erudite. He was zealous. He was temperate. He was beginning to start to follow the practices of Johann. He joined a society. He was going to model himself as the copycat king. Not self-proclaimed, but that's what people would have referred to him as, because he was even going to go to so far as to grow the same kind of beard as Johann, and he was going to do the same. He was going to get religion back at the forefront of the kingdom. He was going to do exactly what Johann did, stamp out heresy, stamp out cynicism, but it was not to be, as he died at age 18, so we can't really say too much else about it. It would have been fun to be playing as him, but he died. And so then it passed down to the final ruler of the campaign, his brother, Emperor Benedict, the architect of Britannia. He started as King of England. His first task was to stamp out a heretical ring. Some say many people were killed unnecessarily. He took no chances. He was cruel. He did what he needed to do. Any sniff of heresy, dead. But he spoke in foul tongues, dead. He then unified the borders. There's a bit of border war going on internally. He stamped that out. A couple of very minor rebellions were put down, and England at the time, the de jure borders matched the actual borders. It was a sight to see. And then the hard work started. He captured further lands in Ireland. He captured lands in Scotland, and he eventually became Emperor of Britannia. He sought out that goal, and he achieved it relatively swiftly. he became the emperor, the first Johansson emperor, but he wasn't content with that. He wanted to be known as the greatest Johansson that ever lived, the greatest Johansson that may ever live in history. He wanted to further the family's endeavours, and so he did. The empire then started to grow. But not only that, but so did his legacy, as he turned to building city upon city upon city across the land. Many cities he built, hence the name the Architect, forming a bloodline for the family. But before that, even before that, he became a crusading hero. He marched down, some say, it was never proven, for he wore a mask all the time, to Egypt. He was the first one on the doorstep. He was the first one to pledge his cause to the crusade. And he was the one that swept Egypt by storm, allowing a Johansson, for a short time, to rule in Crusader Egypt. A crusading hero. A good actor. Before he always was in the Pope's good graces. The good graces of his clergy, of his own bishop vassals. They loved him. He was the holiest of the holies as far as they were concerned. Deep down, it was all to do with pursuing his own goal, because having the Pope on side proved to be useful in getting claims for lands that he needed to form his empire. Having the Pope on side just made life easier. And so when it mattered most, he ensured that he spoke the right words, did the right things, and the popes loved him, not one but many. And he used that advantage all the way. And then he set out to expand his empire, having built all those cities. That wasn't enough, and so he ended up conquering, for the glory of Britannia, Jerusalem, Germany, and then finally his lasting legacy. Didn't quite see it through, but he did also set about conquering Norway and achieve that. Posthumously. He turned a bit mad at the end. Can we blame him? A man so driven by ambition that never once got any respite? He basically turned himself mad through hard work, lack of rest. People told him many times, take some time out. He was so hell-bent. No, I can't do it. I've got to press on. He drove himself to madness. Suffered a state of depression at one stage due to the stagnation of his empire. That was overcome when doors started to open. What can we say about him? What else can we say? Oh yes, the final thing. The thing that will probably live longest in his memory. He went to hell and high water to prove, and he successfully did. Is it true? We'll never know. But the history books will say it is true, because he managed to orchestrate evidence to suggest that the Johanssons were long descendants of Alexander the Great. And so not just one, but two bloodlines he created for his family. So any Johanssons moving forward, if these come into play and people show great appreciation towards any Johansson rulers going forward, and such a great bloodline you have, and it's due to this man. It's due to this man. So much did he achieve, and it was painful when he died. Very painful. So there you go, that's the list of the rulers. So I ask you now, whoever's left, who was your favourite Johansson? Who was your favourite? And why? The thing I've enjoyed most about this campaign is, I know we've been back in England again and we've already done an English campaign, but every ruler had a different twist. The Holy One, we had an adulterer, we had a jovial fella that liked to party, we had a black magic man, and we had the bloody maniacal kind of battle-hardened Senred, and then we had a highly ambitious, conquering, really competent emperor at the end. The She-Lion. Favourite ruler, Senred II. Greatest ruler, Benedict. Johann I. Nice, different, good guy. All-round good guy. if you're watching, folks, after the event, feel free to leave a comment. I really do want to hear from you as to who your favourite ruler was. Yeah. Anybody else want to pipe up? I mean, my choices, not that it should sway anybody, but yeah, I actually, same as Ollie. My favourite ruler, it's close between this guy and Senra II, but for me, it was so fun playing Senra II. Senra II. It was so cool playing as him. I really enjoyed it. He was quite a character to be able to play as, and yeah, memorable. Certainly memorable. Senra II favourite. Started with a bang, yeah. What a way to introduce yourself. Boom! Kill me on father. Who's next? It's like he kicked the doors down, poof! Kick the doors, step through, right, who's having some? Oh dear. And then from there on in, it was from after that point, it was history, as the saying goes. Yeah. Senra II. He took no prisoner, I'll tell you that much. I mean, personally, I kind of put myself as a vassal or a council member on his council. I'd be crapping my pants if he was in charge. I would not have dared put a toe out of line if he was in charge. I'd be like, yeah, whatever can I do for you, please? If you would not have crossed that man. I mean, many people did try, rather foolishly, but no. I mean, me, no, I would not have dared cross him. Yeah. Okay then, so greatest ruler. In your opinions then, I mean, Ollie's already given his. Who was the greatest, Johansson? Who do you think was the greatest for their achievements? I mean, yeah, they all had something good. They all had, I tried to, and it wasn't as if I was forcing the issue. They all had their unique twists. And I played them to their traits, to the most parts, and they all just happened to turn out differently. I mean, was it one of the Godwines who was the copycat? He might have ended up being played very similarly to Johan, but he died. The game said, "Nah, you can't do the same again. We'll kill him off for you. Have somebody else. Have somebody else. Have Benedict. Play as a club-footed strong man who's got ambition to create an empire, and go down that line. Yeah, go on then. Why not? Why not?" But yeah, I think that's the beauty of this game. I think if you role play it, I think it opens you up to so many different experiences. I've had so many different rulers. It's kept the campaign fresh for me to keep going for this many parts. I know this is by far the longest playthrough of CK2 I've done, and it's been the most enjoyable, to be honest with you. It really has. Really has. So anyway, yes, if you want to leave comments, greatest ruler. Obviously, he did achieve the most, Benedict, but does that make him the greatest? I don't know. Maybe. He achieved a hell of a lot, to be honest with you. But I mean, on the flip side of that, you can argue that he had the best platform. He had the best platform to work with. He had the funds. He had the great kingdom already. All that foundation was already laid for him, and he just had to carry that on. Yes, he did a hell of a lot of great things, but the foundations were there. Some might say raising from count to king with little effort, just because of your actions and your and the respect that people had for you. That in itself is greatness. What is greater than having the adoration of the people and of the realm? But yeah, I'm having my dinner very shortly, so I'm going to end it here, and we've played long enough for me not to have to worry about doing another stream right now, so we'll end it here. But just want to say that CK2 is over. Yes, it is. CK3 is just over a month away, literally a month and 2 days, I think, so it's not long to go. I'm going to send another email to the assistant developer and see if I'm still on the consideration for this code that I might be able to use. I was in CK2, I don't know, I'll have to double check, but it's by far the game I played the most in my Steam library, and I have thoroughly enjoyed the game. It's my favourite strategy game of all time, one of my favourite games of all time, and I'm gonna miss it, and it's gonna be very difficult for CK3 to top this, to be honest with you. It's gonna have to be a hell of a good game to top this, because I've had an absolute blast. It's been a roleplay and storyteller's dream as this game. It really has, and I've enjoyed 4 series. Well, 3 if you count the first one as 1, even though it was two series in two seasons really. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride. We've had so many different people in this campaign. We really have. And the previous ones. The most memorable character out of all of the series for me will always be Emperor Essex. God, he was he was such an evil man. And it was so fun playing as him. Yeah, favourite character of the entire all of my playthroughs, Emperor Essex. Essex Cobula. Yeah, probably him. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weeks, folks. I will be returning on Saturday with Metro, some more Metro, and Sunday we'll see some more. What's it called? Obra Dinn, Return of Obra Dinn. But yeah, this is it. I'm now going to end CK2 and promptly uninstall it from my Steam library, because I'm running really low on hard drive space at the moment. So this is it. Adios, CK2. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching, folks. Whether you watched this, whether you watched previous series, and hopefully there's more in store for us with CK3. So yeah, signing off. Goodbye. Take care.